I've been president now for about 12 days. And it's been hectic, but it's been fun. And this is the first, what I call the community meeting I've had as president. So I can't really think of a better group to be talking to. I think the program that Senator Correa has set up is outstanding. And so if I was able to script out how I wanted to start my presidency, being here is one of the key things. So a little camera. Maybe in 3 months I'll be comfortable with all the photographs. But still right now I'm like, oh, taking pictures of it. As I said, this is a great program that you're involved in, and I'm very proud to be here to solidify the partnership that we've been talking about for some time. I was thinking about this program, and I realized that you're going to hear from Senator Correa, you're going to hear from Provost Murray about the appointments program, and I thought, and I don't need to go into a whole lot of detail, but I did want to just make a couple of comments about the program. I went online, I read about it in a lot more depth, and there's a lot of stuff being written here, but at the end of the day, for me, this program is very simple. It's about a very clear and very direct path to higher education. And I think that as you go forward in life, you'll find that that's going to be a foundation for so much of the things that you do. I looked at some of the projects that Senator Correa has you working on, the community projects, the following how laws are made. It's outstanding. It helps you to understand that there aren't these monolithic things like it's the government. It's actually people in there doing things, trying to do their best job. So I think things that you're going through are excellent in terms of learning about that. But one of the things I think most struck me about this program is that it's about caring. And I looked at it and I said, what you have here is Senator Correa caring about your futures. And I really understand that because I would not be here as president if people didn't care about me. For me, it was a high school counselor who pulled me out of an auditorium once and said, I think I was 16, and he said, I think you're smart enough to go to college. Because I was a military brat, lived in military bases all the time, and never thought about going to college. And so him pulling me aside and saying that he thought I could do it was a huge change of focus in my life. He actually got some college applications, and he said, he'd fill these out. And, looking back, it wasn't just a counselor doing his job, because he didn't have to come get me. It was about someone caring. If you look at this program Senator Correa has set up, he didn't have to set this program up. There are enough things on his agenda to keep him busy. But it's also a sign of caring. And so I think that of all things you're going to get out of this program, at the end of the day, you walk away with a lesson that someone is caring for you. The senator in this program, the people in the audience who are supporting you, your friends and family, a lot of people are going to give you a good foundation to take this path that we're talking about setting up today. And you have an obligation, from my perspective, that somewhere, neither Correa or I woke up bald and glasses and this age. We all look like you guys at one time. So I'm not saying this is your future, but what I'm saying is, but what I am saying is that there is a part of your future. You are going to be at a point in your life where you're going to be older, you're going to be wiser, you're going to pursue higher education, hopefully through this program, and hopefully at our institution, but if not, there are other places. You're going to find yourself in a position to pull a student aside and tell them that you care about them and help them out. You're going to be in a position to set the program, like Senator Correa's program. So the lesson of this program is care about yourselves and about others, and recognize people who care for you. So you've got this partnership program between Fullerton and the Young Senators program. If it works out well, you're going to come here. So part of the question is, so what do you get when you come here? You've seen the campus, you've got a good look at it, I hope you enjoyed it. It's a great campus, a lot of beautiful buildings on it. What you don't see here today are the thousands of students. There are some of our students here, but we've got great students, which I think would be great for you to come here and meet them. Outstanding faculty. So when you get here, you're going to get that. You're also going to get a community of faculty, staff, and others who care about your future. You're going to meet friends. You're going to find the kinds of things you have in high school, but you're going to find more of that. So I think that it's a great place for you to come, because at the end of the day, you're going to walk in here a bit insecure about your future. You're going to leave here having a good sense about where you're going to go. You're going to have all kinds of questions about what do you want to do. You're going to leave here with a degree career orientation, and you're going to follow the path that 200,000 other people follow. Fullerton has over 200,000 alumni. And by the time you get to that point of graduating, we should be, I think, around 300,000. So it's all about being part of something that's bigger than any one of us as an individual. You're all trying to advance your own lives. I think it's very important. But at the end of the day, you're part of becoming the educated community, going out. You're going to be the senators of the future. You're going to be the presidents, interim presidents. You're going to be the astronauts. You're going to be the doctors. You're going to be the Broadway stars. All of these things have been produced by this university. All of these things are foundational aspects that you pick up on the path as you come here. So we're very glad you're here. Welcome. Hope we have a chance to talk to you some about this program. But right now, my job is to turn it over to the man who really got this whole program going. Someone who we are very proud to have, not only as our senator, but as our alum, Senator Correa. Thank you.
To say, Dr. Hagan, thank you very much for that. Those wonderful words. What an introduction to this program, to this university. You turned over the podium to the man who got this started, but rather probably turn it over to the woman who probably got this started. And I think Tammy was one of the people very instrumental, my chief of staff. Let's give her a round of applause. The Senators program, Dr. Murray, of course, Francis Tevis, and Heather Morales, all have done a great job. Please, a round of applause. In this business, we learned that one of the ways to succeed is to give others credit, and give credit where credit is due. And that's absolutely correct. No individual does it on their own. All of us are a team, helping each other out. And Dr. Hagan, as you were speaking, it reminded me of my early years that I also had some counselors that took me under their wing and saw something in me, I still don't know what, to actually help me get through high school and moving on. And I remember in junior high school, and some critical moments in my life that I think that, but for the grace of God, I don't know where I could have landed. Behind bars possibly, somewhere else. And again, some folks that said, you know what, you can do better, let's keep you going. And it's about caring. It's about being one community, one society, and that's where we're here today. I often go to events and I talk about Harvard of the West Coast, and that is Cal State Fullerton. A lot of people get a giggle out of it, and I'm serious when I say that. And I'll tell you why. If you look at Harvard, distinction, honor, privilege is what comes to mind. You talk about Cal State Fullerton, the West Coast, you're talking about opportunity to achieve your goals. You were talking about taking diamonds in the rough, which a lot of us are. We all somehow deep inside know we're Americans. We live in the greatest country in the world, that anything we want to do, we can probably do, but the question is how to get from there to here. And that's what Cal State Fullerton does. Dr. Hagan talked about some of those people, alumni from Cal State Fullerton, doctors, astronauts, senators, congresspeople, taking diamonds in the rough and shaping them. And today, I'll tell you, as a nation, as a state, that is a challenge that we face. Keeping the doors open for folks who have the ganas, the want to make it in society, and not sure how to get there. My own story, when I graduated from high school, didn't know what college was about. I got into the school closest to my home, and I figured this is what I could afford. Let's go figure it out. And you know what? I liked it. It's a great campus, even a better campus now. But that provided me the steps to make it. The Young Senators program. We started out with the thought of pathway to higher education for our kids. Our program is not one. Young Senators is not a program where we take the 4 O's, the people that are the top of their class and put them into the program. Rather, what we do is we go out there to try and find the diamonds in the rough. Those kids that we know are kind of leaders, have something there, can make it. Then we mix them in with other people that they don't know in the community, with others that are doing well, with others that are struggling not to make it or to make it. Put them all together and give them a way to achieve their goals. That's what we're all about. The Young Senators program, it's not about a freebie, it's not about an easy way there, but it's rather a pathway to earning admission to a university, to a community college. And that's why I think that this program is going to be innovative. Students in the Young Senators, you succeed getting the requirements to get into Cal State Fullerton. You do well in our program, which means additional requirements, and that pathway opens up for you. This, in my opinion, is what we need to do in our society. And Dr. Hagan, let me tell you as well that I look at this, from my perspective, as a symbol of an ongoing partnership that I had with the predecessor. Okay? Dr. Milton Gordon, my guy. Love the man. When I first met him, he talked stories about what he was going to do. And in my business, you got to read through the BS. You got to look through the BS. And I met him and I said, "You can't be for real." I didn't say that to him. I said, "You can't be for real." And you know what? He was for real. Everything he said he was going to do, he did it. And in the same way, I reciprocated by giving him the best backing that I could in the legislature as a policymaker for Cal State Fullerton, for the Cal State system. And I'm going to do the same thing with you, sir. We're going to work together. I got your back, because in doing so, we will keep access to higher education in Orange County open. And I say that looking back at Dr. Gordon's stellar performance, leaves us a great challenge, which is Orange County with even more opportunity, a population even more diverse than that I grew up with greater challenges. It's almost saying higher risk, higher return. And that's what we have to do as a community. Put it all together and make sure that we have more astronauts out of here, more inventors, and heaven forbid, more senators in California in this place. Okay? It's an exciting day, and I'm humbled and I'm thankful to Cal State Fullerton for helping us achieve this milestone, because to me, it's going to be even a more interesting program for our young senators to get involved and go out there and become leaders in their community. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, leadership is what? To me, leadership means to serve. You got to go out there and serve your community. So again, thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Murray will say a few words as well.
I want to start simply by congratulating Senator Correa and his staff for putting this program together. And as Dr. Hagan said in his initial comments, this is real evidence that Senator Correa cares about your future. And you need to realize that these are not things that folks like Senator Correa have to do or need to do or ordinarily do. And so thank you for caring about all of these folks. And what one of my messages is for you here today is, we care about you too. And we care about you very deeply, because we know, those of us, this old guys up here now, we know that the future for our grandkids really is you. And where you go and what you become and the leadership you bring to the table as we continue to grow and develop in this state. Now, I have a few things I want to emphasize, and I'm going to get to that in a second. in the comments that I'm going to make. But before I do that, I want to have the Cal State Fullerton students that are here, if you all stand up and get recognized. I know we have a few of you around here somewhere. Let's give these folks a hand. They're all smiling and happy. Secondly, I know that we've got a nice little goodie bag here for you with some nice things, so your time isn't completely spent sitting for nothing. You won't be prized to reach for when you go home. Besides your ability to participate in this program. Now, I have some serious things to say, and you know, the message that I want to give you as a person involved with the academic programs here really can be summarized very simply. You know, you need to keep your eyes on the prize. And the prize is a college degree. The college degree is a bachelor's degree. And I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the reasons why you need to keep your eyes on the prize. You know, a college degree is going to be required for 2/3 of all the jobs out there in the United States by 2018. That means you don't have one. You only have 1/3 of the jobs you can even get. We are increasingly moving into a knowledge-based economy and a knowledge-based workforce. What that means is that an education is your ticket. It's your ticket to having the kind of life that I think you would like to lead, to achieving your aspirations. Now, you know, this is a little different picture, and I want to make sure you're clear on this. This is a little different picture than perhaps what your parents experienced, and I'm going to give you some numbers. You know, in 1973, 40% of the jobs in the United States were held by high school graduates, and 32% were held by high school dropouts. That's 72% of the jobs by folks that did not have a college degree. By 2018, we're going to be looking at a real flip in those numbers. Right now, 32% of the jobs out there are held by folks that have bachelor's degrees. And you know what? In 2008, the income of a person with a high school degree, the average income, was $31,000. You get a bachelor's, it's $51,000. Hey, you don't even get out of high school, your average income, your expectation is about $23,000. Now, I think even you know you can't buy a whole lot with $23,000 in today's world. I think you should know that the unemployment rate today for 25-year and older people, if you have a college degree or higher, and you all have been hearing things about the jobs and how difficult it is, if you have a college degree or higher today, the average unemployment across the country is about 4%. If you are a high school dropout, it's 15%. If you have only a high school degree, it's about 10%. We're already very clearly in a place where a college degree is very high value. It's going to get you a job. It's going to get you an income. Surveys have shown that college graduates live longer, they're healthier, they make more money, and they're happier. Now, who out here doesn't want to live longer, be healthier, make more money, and be happier? Anybody want to raise their hand on that? All right. Now, President Obama has a goal. In fact, it's kind of interesting. There's some folks that have been kind of slighting this goal. If you listen to some of the debates that are going on now. But President Obama's goal is very well thought out. His goal is that 60% of the adults in the United States between the ages of 25 and 34 will have at least a 2-year associate's degree or higher. That matches real well with everything we know about where the economy is going, where jobs are going to be. Very worthwhile goal. Now, I have to tell you, though, where we are right now is not where we need to be. Today, only 26.5% of African Americans have an Associate of Arts degree or higher. Only 20% of Hispanics. Pacific Islanders, it's about 23.1%. We're a long way in terms of being able to achieve those goals for folks who are in our underrepresented populations. And yet 60% is a national goal. And of course 60% is a goal that's so much in line with what's needed to get good jobs and to have healthier lives, longer lives, be happier, all those sorts of things. What's really difficult for those of us who have been in higher ed for some time is that, well, all of these things are clearly spelled out and are on the table. We need more college graduates. We need more folks being able to get degrees. We are in financially challenging times. You know, only 7 states of all those here in the United States showed an increase in state funding for higher education in fiscal year 2012. Only 7 out of 50 states. Most every other state had a cut in funding for higher education. And the net tuition that students pay as a percent of all the revenue that goes into higher ed, it was 10 years ago 25% of the revenue that is used to run higher ed. This year it was 40% across the United States. The burden is shifting. Now, tuition is continuing to rise, and it's rising at a faster rate than family incomes are rising. This is challenging. Now, it's important for you to realize that Cal State Fullerton is a really good destination for a lot of reasons. I don't know if you know this, but our institution ranks in the top 5 in the United States as being the best value for higher education, for a college degree. But it's not just the best value. This is a place where we offer very strong educational programs. We have excellent faculty mentoring of students. We have opportunities built into the fabric of our institution to give students the ability to be involved and to get the kind of education and experiences they need to compete well for jobs when they graduate. And we have what we think is a real great place, a real great destination for you. But more important than you coming here is for you to keep your eyes on the prize. And that means find a path to get a college degree. And we want to make sure you realize that we're here to help, and that we do care, and that we want to be supportive of you. We're happy to be affiliated with Senator Correa's program. It's a wonderful program. And we wish you the very best as you move towards that happier, healthier life, more income, and a good job. So thanks for taking the time yourselves to be part of this program, and thanks for being here today to celebrate the signing of this document and this agreement. So, appreciate that. And I want now to bring Senator Correa and Dr. Hagan up to the stage here, because you guys are going to sign this wonderful document. President.